You know, there's a new kind of fertility clinic out there, and it's operating 24/7. Its waiting room, it's a live chat. And its advice? Well, it's a blend of modern medicine and ancient curses. And it is drawing in millions of people who are looking for answers to one of life's most personal, most profound questions. Today, we're going to step inside this digital world to really understand why it's so powerful. And our journey starts with the voices of the very people turning there for hope.
Wow. Okay, so this isn't just a simple question, is it? You can feel the weight of it. This is the end of a long, probably really frustrating journey. This is what it sounds like when all the traditional roads seem to be closed off and someone turns to this digital space as a kind of lifeline. This is the raw need that powers the entire system we're about to explore. And right there, with that frustration, you can hear the fear, that deep, gnawing fear that time is running out. And it's this incredibly potent mix of anxiety and, frankly, desperation that creates an opening for a totally new kind of authority figure, someone who promises immediate answers in a world filled with so much uncertainty. 5 years. Just let that sink in for a moment. That one sentence, it explains everything. It tells you exactly why millions of people are willing to seek out advice in these really unconventional digital spaces. It's just a powerful reminder of the deep, deep emotional need that these channels are tapping into. So the big question is, how exactly are they doing it? Okay, so to really get our heads around this whole phenomenon, we need to break it down into its core parts. We're going to start with the format itself, what makes it such a direct line for hope. Then we'll unpack the really unique blend of advice being handed out and the specific language that's used to build up this incredible authority. From there, we'll kind of follow the money, see the business model behind it all, before finally asking the biggest question of all. What deep, unspoken need is this digital clinic actually fulfilling? So, what is it about this live Q&A format that makes it so incredibly compelling? Well, it all starts with the host, a totally new kind of online personality who plays a very specific and very powerful role.
See, this person isn't your typical influencer. You could call them the Digital Confidante. They create this really powerful, almost intimate relationship with their followers by mixing empathy with expertise. A huge part of this is their language. By calling her followers Ya Ruhi, which literally translates to my soul, or Habibti, meaning my sweetheart, she creates this immediate warm connection that just cuts right through the noise of a public chat with thousands of other people.
All right, so what are they actually telling people to do? Well, when you start analyzing hours and hours of this content, you notice a pattern. The advice consistently falls into 3 very distinct pillars, and it's the way these pillars get blended together that's what's truly fascinating.
This slide really just lays out the entire toolkit. I mean, look at this blend. In one breath, she'll recommend a traditional herbal remedy like frankincense. In the very next, she's talking about modern hormone tests and sonograms. And then, without even missing a beat, she'll pivot to something totally spiritual, like fumigating the uterus with charcoal to break a curse or the evil eye. It's this dizzying, incredible mix of the ancient, the modern, and the mystical, all in one place.
And this right here is the absolute core of her appeal. If you're someone who is desperate for a solution, this approach, it feels so complete, so holistic. It doesn't make you choose between science and tradition or between medicine and faith. It basically offers you everything all at once, creating this powerful sense that no stone is being left unturned in your personal quest. Of course, the advice itself is only half the story. The way it's delivered is just as crucial, if not more so. The host uses this fascinating, kind of two-sided approach to her language. One side is all about building intimacy, and the other is about commanding authority. And this slide just illustrates that dual persona perfectly. On the one hand, you get the language of intimacy, phrases like Ya Ruhi, my soul, that make every single follower feel seen and cared for. But on the other hand, you get the language of command. She'll say Ismai, which means listen, to cut through all the noise. And in one really striking example, she tells a woman who has a prolonged period, Anti fi kerife, you are in a catastrophe. I mean, that's not just advice. That's a diagnosis, and it's designed to command immediate, unquestioning action. So, okay, we've got this massive, super engaged audience, and they're all getting free advice. But let's be clear, there is a definite business model working just beneath the surface, and it's designed to do one thing: move followers from the public forum to a private paid service. This number, or one just like it,
is the absolute key. It's right there on the screen, and it's repeated constantly over and over throughout the live stream. It's the WhatsApp number for what she calls private subscriptions. And this is the crucial point to understand. The free live stream is really just a powerful marketing funnel. The host gives out general advice to the public, but the moment a case gets a little complex or serious, she directs them to her private number. Get this, in just one stream, that number for private subscriptions was mentioned 6 different times. The public forum is there to build trust. The private number is there to monetize it.
Now, this whole ecosystem, the confidant, the blended advice, the business model, none of it would exist if it weren't filling some kind of massive and maybe even unspoken need in our society. So why are millions of people turning here instead of, or sometimes in addition to, the traditional routes?
So what does this digital clinic offer that a traditional one might not? Well, for one, an immediate answer. You don't have to wait weeks for an appointment. It gives you the ability to ask your most vulnerable questions with a certain degree of anonymity. It validates a worldview that seamlessly blends science and tradition, which is so important to so many people. But I think above all, for those who feel failed or maybe just overlooked by formal systems, it offers a direct, personal connection and a really powerful dose of hope.
And that's really what this is when you boil it all down. It's not just a social media channel. It's a new kind of digital town square. It's a space where the incredible global reach of technology meets these deeply traditional beliefs, all in service of one of the most timeless human desires there is, the hope for a family.
And all of this leaves us with one final and I think crucial question to think about. As these digital clinics continue to grow in their influence, what are they telling us about the gaps in our current systems? And what does it say about our universal, timeless search for guidance and the new, powerful ways that we are finding it in this digital age?